Coming through live from Mexico, this is hashtag MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide. Proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Let's go!
The moments you remember. The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.
Like I said, traveling so many thousands of miles to get ourselves here just in time with 3 days to go before the groundbreaking FIFA World Cup. Extremely excited. When you get to Pachuca, as you go through, there's like a toll gate with a big billboard that almost says, welcome to you, Bafana Bafana. Welcome to, as South Africans, to this part of the world. And it truly is amazing. And because Pachuca is the home for Bafana Bafana, yes, they will go to the Americas, and then they'll come back, and then they'll go to Monterrey. So as we find our way through here, it is just a big build-up. It's a different World Cup. I've got to say that. I've got to be completely honest with you. It's a different World Cup. It's a World Cup that's going to be providing us with so much talkability already. All of the controversies around the Iranian football team and how they're being treated, the inconsistencies when it comes to FIFA and how they're treating everybody. We'll try and delve and deal with that because it is important. But what is more important than anything is how do Bafana Bafana ride the crest of the wave right now? I know that at some point, as you know, if you're a traveler, you get to a point where you crash. The jet lag kicks in. The different hours start to now take their toll. You don't know if you're awake, you're asleep, you want to sleep, you want to be awake. And all of those crazy things that happen in life start to become a reality. So maybe that is why Coach Hugo Broos was not that happy the other day with the performance when they played against the Jamaicans. He wanted something more. He said maybe they're not ready for the next level. But I can reassure you, they've given themselves really enough time to get over it. But right now, though, as you know, this is the World Cup update on hashtag MSW, powered by Rexona. It won't let you down. Now, one of our top stories, as far as that is concerned, with the FIFA Chief Operating Officer, Hemo Shrigi, who's confirmed that fans will be allowed to bring one soft, factory-sealed disposable water bottle of up to 20 ounces into World Cup stadiums in Canada as well as the United States. Now, reusable hard-sided bottles remain prohibited due to safety and security concerns. Now, Shigri said that the policy aims to balance the hydration needs with stadium safety.
Hashtag MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM and Soweto Live at the same time. Hashtag MSW.
Brand that you've trusted for years is stepping forward with a bold new name. It is pronounced Rexona, simple, strong, and easy to remember. Now, this new name comes with a fresh new look and also advanced body heat technology, so it gets to work every time you move, keeping you feeling confident all day. A proud partner of Bafana Bafana as well as Banyana. Rexona, it won't let you down. All right, guys, listen. The countdown for the biggest football spectacle on the planet is well and truly underway. And tonight we turn our attention out to one of the tournament's most intriguing dark horses. Turkey are back on the grandstand of all stages. Now, 24 years ago, if you go back after the unforgettable third place finish in 2002, the Crescent Stars have once again captured the imagination of a football mad nation. Written off by many bookmakers as 100-1 outsiders. Now, they're arriving at this FIFA World Cup carrying the dangerous label that every favorite fears, which is the dark horse. Under the guidance of the Italian tactician Vincenzo Montella, Turkey have evolved now into a fearless, high pressing, technically gifted side, packed with exciting young talent. Now, Real Madrid sensation Arda Güler, the Juventus star Kenan Yildiz, the midfielder Hakan, also coming through, adventurous Ferdi Kadıoğlu, headlining what is a very, very determined squad who are also determined to make the world to take notice. But can their attacking flair overcome, though, the defensive vulnerabilities? Can Montela's tactical flexibility guide them through a challenging group featuring the likes of the United States of America, the host nation, Australia, as well as Paraguay? And just how far can this talented generation go on football's biggest stage? Now, to help us unpack Turkey's chances and also their squad selection, tactical identity, key players, expectations for the tournament, we're joined by one of the most respected football minds in the game, a coach with vast international experience and deep knowledge of Turkish football. Joining us now is Coach Muhsin Ertuğral. Coach, thank you so much for your time. Good evening.
Good evening, Robert. Thank you very much for having me in the show, and nice to hear your voice. Good evening to the listeners.
Yeah, we've had to travel quite a bit there, Coach. But what an honor, what a real privilege it is to be at the Haunted Center within the the world's heartbeat will be, where they're saying over 1 billion fans around the world will be watching football. And my interest in chatting to you was really about, Turkey, who've been labeled the dark horses once again. I mean, is that a fair assessment, or are they expectations that are being, set too low?
No, when we all heard dark horses, we shrieked. I must say so, because every World Cup has its dark horses. But putting us there in the dark horse, that was a bit of I think, in the mind for us. Obviously, we put ourselves a bit more under pressure because we have a great generation, but generations doesn't achieve the culture achieves. We were 2002, a couple of years ago, third in the World Cup. That doesn't mean third in the world. That means the third in the World Cup. And so we couldn't not continue. And then actually, after the winning the UEFA Cup with Galatasaray, so that was a golden area. And I think from the golden area, looking into it, started also from 19, where also myself was involved with the Turkish national team. With the Euro, in Italy, we had a very bad Euro actually, and then the last Euro was fantastic. We played the quarterfinal, and I think from that final on, how the team played, they put us in a dark horse situation. But I feel that the defensive line needs a bit much more beefed up, much more organized. Obviously, the midfield and the striking line and the wingers are top class, but I still see a little bit of challenges at the back.
When you look at those challenges, though, I mean, I look at a guy who's obviously going to make all the decisions, Vincenzo Montella. What have you made overall, despite those challenges, Coach, about his overall selection for this World Cup?
Yeah, no, every national coach has selection, been criticized in the selection, but I think Montella is a fantastic coach. He has adapted to Turkish football very well. And for me, it was the time when I was with the Turkish national team, and I tried to really, let me say, here in Turkey, the critics are very high on him, and we really very, very happy and pleased. And I see the dressing room, how the boys are actually gelling with the coach. That gives me a lot of other feedback as just, let me say, certain names in and a certain names are not in the squad. So Vincenzo has managed to build a relation on the field, not only from the tactical aspects, from the relation on the field, which is for me very much important. And his dressing room issues and how he handles those big stars that we have in Turkish football at the moment, I think they get very good along with him. And they have, when you look a little bit more back, they have actually tactical variety in the game. But I still feel, because we don't have that we all look into the deep striker, the box striker, but he has managed to find a certain way of playing, and that suits actually Turkish football.
Sure. When you talk about those superstars, I mean, I look at just the re-emergence here, Coach Muhsin, of an Arda Güler. I've followed him. He plays for one of the most prominent teams, although they didn't have the best of seasons in Real Madrid. I look at Kenan Yildiz as well. They're also attracting global attention. I mean, how important are they to Turkey's chances?
Yeah, obviously, they during the game, the these are individual players that can turn any moment, any given time, the game to another level. And I think also the relationship with Kenan, the relationship with Hakan Çalhanoğlu, the relation with obviously Arda Güler, the expectations are very, very high, but these boys have that special talent, which individual actually, but the problem is for me always when we lose the ball, the defensive structure. So are we playing a little bit more high lines? Are we playing, that was the most critical points. We could see that against Holland in the quarterfinal in the Euro, which in the extra time we just conceded unnecessary goal. We would have made the semi-final. So these are the elements that obviously individually the team is extremely good. But I think you mentioned that in the start of the introduction of your show tonight, we have the most travel part. So that worries me a bit. We are at the moment, the team is in Arizona and has to train on 40, 41 degrees. And then the first game is in Canada. So to fly in, to play the game, fly back to Arizona. And these are obviously a lot of challenges that you have. But shouldn't be excused, but it is a challenge from the altitude, then back again to the sea level. And back again, so that makes a bit the team suffer. The regeneration period's going to be less. So that is for me, for players that have played maybe 50, 60 games per season, like Arda, like also Hakan. And Kenan is still injured, so that makes me a bit worried.
I mean, I know that you've been talking about defensively, your worries. And at times I always say football is about scoring goals. So now when you have to look at the influence of somebody who is a goalkeeper in Ugukan Kakir as being the most important player in the team as far as consistency is concerned. I mean, I don't know if you'd agree with that.
Yeah, fantastic, Rob. Obviously, I can see you have followed it. Urcan is, for me, we had him also in my time in the national team. Very special. He comes from Trabzon. Very special player by Galatasaray this season. Fantastic season. We all extremely happy with him. Obviously, he is a backbone to our game, also with his feet, not only from saving parts, but also demanding from the game from the back. That brings us all to having a little bit more calm when we see. But still, I think, do you look into the 8 to 10 hours, 10 days of preparation time? That is never enough. Everybody had that. So the coaches are not happy at all because in the end, the season was late. 25th of May, they came together. So they didn't have many time to look into standard situation, to look a little bit more into details. But this is why Montella has chosen a team that he knows very well. So they were actually, during the season, better players that had great season, but that was the critics. But in the end, he opted for a team that know each other very well. And since he's here, it's always the same team. And that I understand that fully. And I think that was the right decision to go to be tested once.
We always look for that bright star, Mushin. We always look for somebody
Yes.
to emerge, from a World Cup, somebody who, the world hasn't really seen. And we say that man back in 2026 emerged and became something. Do we have that player in the Turkish national team?
Yes, Arda, obviously everybody knows. But I think a newcomer here that the coach has chosen is Can Uzun. Can is a very interesting player, actually. He's still very young. He needs to, isn't up front, he's the striking line. And he still needs to put his body a little bit more in one-against-one situation, a little bit more in, but extreme pacey and very brave for his age. And it reminds me sometimes a little bit of Nombeto, what we had on those years, very pacey. And that could be for us a player that actually would be, because these young boys have sometimes, they smell the jersey, they get in without a lot of thinking and try to perform on the highest level. And I think Can could be somebody that everybody can look into.
I know we're out of time, but how far do you think Bafana Bafana can go?
Oh, I wish, obviously, we all, because also my involvement in Turkey, in South Africa, Turkey is also following Bafana Bafana very much. We want to see that definitely getting out of the group stage. But the first one is very much important, Mexico. So I hope that they can sustain the pressure because this is emotionally. And then obviously anything is possible. But the first game, that was also for us, for Turkey, is very much important against Australia to start with 3 points. And Bafana needs to be very careful first 20 minutes. I analyzed Mexico, and seems to be a very interesting team, but they are very vulnerable to the middle because Alvarez is not playing. Lira is playing in the middle, and he's somebody that actually opens the middle very much to pressure. So that could be a good chance to come right through the middle for Bafana.
Oh, beautiful stuff. I'm looking forward to this World Cup. Like, I don't know, something happening within this World Cup. Coach Bushan Integral, as always, for your wisdom, your knowledge, and just your general breakdown of football, making life much, much easier for football lovers to understand what is going on. I thank you ever so much and enjoy this period.
Thank you so much. And enjoy Mexico, and hopefully we will see the colors shining in world football for Bafana Bafana.
Thanks so much. If you haven't heard, Shield is now Rexona, a brand that you've trusted for years and years and years, is stepping forward with a bold new look, and it's pronounced Rexona. Simple, strong, and easy to remember. Now, this new name comes with a fresh new look and advanced body heat technology, so it gets to work every time that you move, keeping you feeling confident all day. A proud partner, though, of Bafana Bafana, as well as Banyana Banyana. Rexona, it won't let you down. That was the World Cup update on MSW, powered by Rexona. It won't let you down.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW.
Champions of the world!
Robert Marawa, live from Pachuca, Mexico. This is the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Hashtag MSW.
All right, so this hashtag MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide. In South Africa, it is 28 minutes past 6. Right here in Pachuca, in Mexico, it's 28 minutes past 10 in the morning. You know, that's the issue about time difference, man. It also just messes with your mind. So wherever you are listening around the country, the continent, or the world, this is where the gathering of all top super fans in South Africa is. Remember when Gayton McKenzie, people started calling him crazy. What is he doing? What is he saying? How is he going to take all of these fans to Mexico? And he said, you know what? The best way to start is we let 16 teams, the 16 teams that are on the Premiership, each and every one of them represent by a fan. Send through a 30-second clip. That'll be adjudicated by a panel. And the winners will be off to Mexico. And that's exactly what happened. And then guess what? When he announced the 16, Gayton said, you know what, we found more sponsors, we can get more fans to come through. So it wasn't just 16, it's a whole lot more than that. So that is why today we're going to be enjoying the moment with the number of the fans as well. It's a gentleman who regularly sends his voice notes onto the show. I can call him a shareholder. But today I get to see him and meet him for the very first time in the flesh. Because when he calls through with a different name. But here, I am told his name is Adam. I can't deal with the name Adam. You know, I only know Adam from the Bible. I don't see an Eve. I don't see anything. So I don't know who Adam is. I only know
White Shangan, Mr. Robert Marawa.
So introduce yourself the way you normally do.
Sabona, Mr. Marawa. Firstly, I'm honored to be with you. I'm Adam Tombeni, all the way from Papazela,
Yes.
Yani, Malamlele. But I'm known as White Shangan on social media. And I'm so happy to be on this show. This is one of my dreams that have come through, to come to Mexico, support the team, and to be with you. I thought I was be on your show after the World Cup. I get to be on your show in Mexico. Oh my word.
During the tournament itself and being one of all the super fans. So, guys, just to make sure that we're not sitting in some corner, let's give it up here for this trip. They're all the super fans that are, yeah. We're going to be singing just now, so get those ready. Yeah, get those ready. So we'll sing and we'll introduce the guys. Guys, we're here for a number of days. We're going to be here until we bring the trophy back to South Africa. We're going to be here until we get to the last round of the FIFA World Cup. We're just starting the group stages in 3 days. So White Shangan, you said, what's the place in Guyana called?
It's called Papazela.
Papazela.
Yeah, it's a village in Papazela in Malamlele. That's where I'm from, and that's where my grandparents are from.
So your love for football started when?
My love for football started in 1989 when I fell in love with Dr. Kumalo, Shane McGregor, Fanny Madida, the real Kaizer Chiefs, the Kaizer Chiefs that I love. That's when I fell in love with soccer as a young boy, a 12-year-old boy.
So where were you traveling from? Were you going to the stadium then, or were you just watching it on television?
No, I was watching on television. I was staying in Annandale. I started going to the stadium at the age of 16, supporting Chiefs derby games. Even with our tragic game in 2001, I was at Ellis Park Stadium. That's how much I love this game.
Sure. You were there at Ellis Park?
Yes, I was there.
So at which side were you sitting where the tragedy struck? I know that it was behind the goalpost, I think where Brian Baloy was.
Yes, I was sitting in the center, but right on top. I was not part of the stampede, but I was there during that terrible moment. And I never stopped loving football.
I mean, it didn't deter you from that, because here you are now, as tragic as that was, and we always, look back and we say our deepest condolences and our memories every April when that comes about. But for you, you were more determined than ever to say you saw what you saw, but it's not going to hamper you from loving what you love.
No, it will not. And look, I feel for the families, and I was a young boy at the time. I'll give you an example. With the derby not so long ago, the Chiefs and Pirates derby, where we lost 3-0, and even then we had 110 fans in the stadium. With the rain, there was almost something like that, and I was there in the midst of that, and I just said, my man, sit, watch your game, do not move. So I'm not going to take away the love of this game. I love it.
Sure. Now, entering the competition, which is what I think brings everybody here, you would have not wasted a second when that announcement was made. What made you believe that you could be part of this traveling pack of fans to come to Mexico?
Mr. Marawa, if you remember, I called in before Mr. Mackenzie announced it, when you had the lady from Black Label.
Yes.
And I said, hey guys, I think you're going to take me to the semi-finals. And then once they announced the super fan, I actually sent through my video immediately. I sent through my video immediately, my 30 seconds video, and when you guys called me and said you made it, it was, I couldn't breathe.
So when they said you made it and it had to be 30 seconds, did that put a lot of strain on you? Because as you know, that 30 seconds is a very short time, and White Shangaan loves to talk.
It did put a lot of strain. My first video was about 50 seconds. Then we brought it down with my wife and daughter to 35 seconds. Then we had to bring it down to 29 seconds. That's when the website took my video. And my wife said, Adam, just speak about the love and why you need to go there. And then I just expressed my love for Kaizer Chiefs, expressed my love for South Africa and my rainbow nation that I am. I speak all the South African languages. Nabalabula, Nyakuluma, Kabua. So I said, this can't beat me. And when you announced and Mr. Mackenzie announced, I said, dear God, my dreams are coming through. And now I'm sitting next to you.
Yes. God is great, boss.
Yeah, God is great. And Mr. Marawa, you know what, man? I really love the great work that you do. You do so much amazing work, not just for football, rugby, all the sports of South Africa. And I say, you know what? One day I'm going to sit next to this giant of South Africa. And now I'm rubbing shoulders right next to you.
Yeah, boss. We're literally rubbing these shoulders together.
Some people say, Adam, what would you choose? To watch the fight, to watch the first game of Bafana Bafana, to be with Robert Marawa? Yes, I have both, but I have the best right now.
Now we just got to qualify to the knockout stages.
And then you're going to keep me here? I can be your assistant.
Yeah, we're going to raise enough funds. Don't worry.
Thank you.
The Mexicans are very generous people.
No problem.
Yeah, you'll be here until you want to go home.
This Changani ina matsongo ita cancer and nlata va komba kuri hina vutomi and iranza vanhu hilata va komba hina machangani ne na ma South Africa hi vangwe we are one. Hey.
Now you see, I learned that very quickly because that's a very expressive language. Where did you learn these languages from?
My father is Tonga, and I grew up in Orlando West. Then we moved to Annandale, and I've got a Tswana wife, a beautiful Tswana wife. And then, when I started in the casino as a young man, they used to gossip about me because I looked the way I look, like a colored man. And I said, you know what? I need to learn these languages.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing to speak these languages, even though some South Africans cannot believe it. Like some of them say, Magahambe. You'll be surprised. They say I must go back to where I'm from.
No, but that's Gayton's payoff line.
I don't know, but I'm here to stay.
But what Gayton said to you was not aga hambe. He says aga hambe aye in Mexico. Yes.
Alala and
And that's all that really mattered, because uhambile and you're here to represent not just one population, one nationality, one sector of South Africa. You are like what I call an ATM. Remember ATMs?
Yeah, Seswich.
They had Seswich?
Yes.
So even if you at bank, you can be F&B, you can be everything at the same time.
Thank you.
So that's exactly what you are. Seswich here together. You start now to think with 3 days to go that the reason why you came to Mexico will be realized. You know, people talk about 123,000 supporters that are going to be at that Zeka Stadium. It's got a lot of history. We know what happens at that stadium. What's going through your mind now as the days start to eliminate 3, 2, 1, and then boom?
Look, what's going through my mind first is that us as South Africans are going to show them who we are, and then a message to our boys, just to be the best of you as an individual. And then us as fans, we are behind you. We are not the 12th man. We are the 13th man. So our boys are going to make us proud.
Right.
They are going to even do better than 2010. You know, people were screaming Shabalala. Now we're not going to be screaming Shabalala. We're going to be screaming Bafana Bafana Mzansi Pambili.
Nazok. So, but yesterday in the Legends game, why did they leave Shaba to celebrate by himself?
I'm not sure. You and I were still in the plane, remember?
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
But you saw the video.
I saw the video. I don't know. Maybe he's overshadowing them. You know, sometimes mawusinda abanye
Oh,
so
in
maybe
the
abasinda
shadow.
manje
Yeah.
thina sithi abafana bethu abe into A1 i-Rainbow Nation babambane.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, people were saying, but as a Kaizer Chiefs fan, why are you going to support because there's no Kaizer Chiefs? I said, no, I'm supporting the country. Now I've taken off my hat of Kosi Nation.
Yeah.
I've just donned my hat of South Africa. And I'm worried that you didn't give me MSW cap.
But why don't they ask Lamini, why is he here? Who's he supporting?
I don't know why I don't ask them. They're scared of him because he goes zoo, shoo, zoo. He's like a good one. He just choo, 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 choo. And I was hoping me and him share a room, because he's one of my best fans.
They didn't ask Devon City. Where's Mr. Singh? Is he here?
Utisher
akekho, ne?
Uti wenza ama homework.
Oh, yeah, Maga.
Yeah, uyamaka ama homework.
But it's not matric exams yet. So if there's one wish that you want to accomplish from this trip, as I said, Department of Sports, Arts and Culture has made it possible for it to happen. If there's one wish of something that you would want to accomplish in a World Cup experience, what would that be?
My one wish is for Bafana Bafana to go through to the next round, and for us as fans to be united, and for the country to be united and support Bafana Bafana going forward, to rebuild to the old Bafana Bafana. You know, we need to come back as one nation and support this team, and so that we can be the best Bafana Bafana. If you remember what Ronaldinho did and the other guys, the namers, about Dr. Kumar Bebashai and about Chincha Kuluva.
Naboskarango Bes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, as one nation, together, we are behind these boys. Win, lose, or draw. Pambiling Bafana Bafana, Pambiling Mzansi.
Are you scared of this, Mexico?
No. Score is 2-0.
Oh,
Done.
who's scoring?
Who's scoring? Little. Apollos
Yes.
will hit one. And then I hope they put him in. The guy that always kills me at Kaizer Chiefs. When I says, Umshangano Wagit, Uzoshai goal is 2.
But you mustn't worry about clubs now. You remember you said, you're the first person who said it's not about clubs. So whoever beats you at Kaizer Chiefs must beat Mexico.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Those two Parachuchu guys, the Bafana Bafana, they are going to score the 2 goals.
So you're giving nothing to Mexico.
Nothing. 2-0.
But their Dallas beat us 5-2.
No, that was mental games.
Oh, we were giving them...
Salangabo. Even the friendlies were playing. Can you see
Yeah.
we're playing weak teams?
Yeah.
We're going to come back with a change of Kuluv.
Sure. Your final message, though, because Mzansi is listening. People are so excited. They're sending voice notes and all kinds of messages. They're like, wow, you got white shine in Mexico. So what's your message to them?
My final message to South Africa, not even to the boys, my final message to South Africa, let's be behind the boys. Let's support them. Let's love one another. And with your energy from South Africa, these boys are going to do it for us. One nation, one dream, Pambili, Bafana Bafana. So my wish is togetherness.
Say that in Chivenda.
Ndabalabla is Changan. Nir ay komanen. Hiva munwungwe. Hi komana. Hi ranzana. Hi taya mahlweni. Hini. Himzanzi.
Fake mehlweni.
Ya mahlweni. Siyaphambi. Yeah, is Changan. Yeah, mahlweni.
Ya mehlweni. You see, we are learning here because the mehlweni, as you know, le kwaZulu is in the eye.
In the eye.
Yeah.
Amahlweni.
Pambili. And that is why we are here, guys. It's a rainbow nation gathered together here to support the national team, Bafana Bafana. It's our journey to ensure that we bring the story back home. We bring the story to South Africans. And as today is a Monday, we still got many days, plenty of days. We still have the Ekhaya to go visit. As you know, that Brand SA is also putting something really magical together. We'll go visit there. Hashtag MSW will be there. So the length and breadth, we'll chat to the minister. He's down in Mexico City. We are 2.5 hours away here in Pachuca. It was raining cats and dogs yesterday from the airport to here. What does Mexico, I know we're out of time, but what does Mexico look like? Me, I saw, I'm at taxi, like we're back home, the same quantums that are here in the middle of the highway, selling my kip. Give me just a...
Can I tell you a secret? Firstly, I want to say well done to South Africa for 2010. The vibe, the brand was there. We are here in Mexico. When I came out, I never saw a vibe.
Yes.
I never saw much. And I never saw the soccer Fridays.
Yes.
But I went to the street. A couple of us went. I already had the tacos in the street. Paskainyama ngulube, sadla nama beef, sadla nama chirizo, and sapuza nama drink corner. I know the people are very welcoming. The only thing, the language barrier.
Yeah, no. The answer they say speak onto the phone and then they translate.
Abanye bang bonang so but mara.
You're one of us.
Spanyol nukan balwas changan.
White Shagan, thank you so much, man. His name, as you say, on the ID is Adam, but we know him as White Shagan. Thank you so much. Go out there and enjoy, have more of your tacos, but don't overindulge.
Akenza, wana matala. Tanko.
Hey! All right.
Hashtag MSW live on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. Hashtag MSW.
Nothing to fear, Robert, in the World Cup situation. Look, all the clubs, all the national teams have to play only 8 games to win the trophy. So Bafana Bafana is not in a suppressive mood in that they are going to play extra games. We're going to play 8 games. Just giving a warning to the president that the holiday that he promised us, it is loading. Bafana will surprise. Thank you. Bonafide, son of Indwe in the East, and Ubuti Kankonki. Oh, la.
Good evening, Mr. Majokutu. Mr. Majokutu, I think everyone is ready for a big game on Thursday, Bafana Bafana against Mexico. We are very excited and we behind Bafana Bafana. I hope they're going to make us proud there. Go Bafana Bafana, go!
Good evening, Robert. Good evening to your shareholders. I'm very glad Dlamini made it to the Mexico. When Caden McKenzie announced this thing of 16 people that are going to go, I went straight to Dlamini. Dlamini must go. I went to another company here in Durban called Concord Cranes. There are guys there that they know Dlamini very well. Me, I don't know Dlamini very well. But I see him when Orlando Pirates was playing the Carling Cup Challenge. I saw him there for the first time. So I'm very happy for him and all the guys that have gone through the Caden McKenzie initiative. Thank you, man.
Kim Antonelli 1, Kim Antonelli 2, Kim Antonelli 3, Kim Antonelli 4, Kim Antonelli 5. Oh, this 19-year-old is very good. Out of this world. That was my weekend. Reflection Monday. Hi, Roberto. Hi, Longfana. Good evening to all MSW beautiful people.
It is hashtag MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide, live from Pachuca, live from Mexico. 3 days to go before the FIFA World Cup. And what an awesome moment, getting to spend, as we said, the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, making sure that Bafana Bafana do not play in front of empty stadia. They play in front of, I won't say jam-packed, but you got to get something to counter the noise from the Mexicans. And I think we have enough voices here that will counter the Mexicans. No other, guys, than somebody who I humbly call the gentle giant, little corporal at times. What did Paul Teleza call you? Little Napoleon. Yeah, that's it. So Vilagazi. That's who is joining us right now. So also traveled down here. Good to see you, firstly, Baba. Let me just talk about your general life. You've been very busy. They've been keeping you so busy, analyzing. What does it feel like to be on the other side of the, let me say, of the microphone?
I'd like to thank you, Robert. We're legend, and having this time with you is so amazing. Outside the country here to support the boys.
Yeah.
Robert. Yes, I would say busy, but it's work, because I'm a technical director at Randburg Football Club, where I need to look in terms of putting the structure, the way of playing, players identification for the under 13, 14, 15, 17, 19 for the GTL, and then under 12, 14, 16, 18 on the championship side. So my job is like I work Monday to Monday, because on Mondays championship training, Tuesday then it's GTL, Wednesday just like that, and then Saturday is GTL playing, Sunday is championship. So
no wonder you were that tired yesterday when we were driving from the airport to Pachuca.
No, but the flights were killing us, because I saw you also, you were sleeping.
Hey, you can't not, Baba. I mean, you fly for how many days? 2 days to get here.
True.
So let me fast forward to how the players then would feel. Let's use that experience, because Coach Hugo Bruce has said in the press conference that he is a little bit worried about what he saw against Jamaica. Do you think he has reason to be, given jet lag? You haven't felt the jet lag, because that's going to hit you on Wednesday. Not today, not tomorrow, but on Wednesday. So Bafana Bafana, 9 days, they were cut off by a single day of flying. How does that change things for him?
Look, Robert, sometimes it's difficult to be a coach, because when things like this happen, it also mess up in terms of your planning, the recovery of the players, regeneration, recovery. It's a very important part, and people, they tend not to take these things serious, that when the coaches ask for a period of time to have the team, there's the reasons, because those dynamics, the weather, the jet lag, look at the hours that we flew to come here, and mind you, we're not playing, but we're so tired. Like I'm very, very tired even now, like I was about to sleep. So just now imagine that we said to these boys, they must come here, they must come in and represent us, they must focus, they must be ready. But how do we really see ourselves with them if we can't be there and see really what are they going through? Because it's not an easy thing, Robert, to come here. You are tired, they need to go into training, they need to do the video sessions, recovery. It takes a lot, they need to rest. Obviously, they need to have some conversation with their families at home. All of that, it takes a toll on their body. And I'm with the coach here. I'm with the coach that definitely I was also going to be really worried in terms of, am I going to get my players 100% ready for the game?
If Hugo Bruce has his wish for the starting lineup, and remember this is going to be a historic lineup given the historical nature of the game.
Yes.
Do you think, based on the games that Bafana Bafana have played and warm-up games, do you believe, though, that as he goes to bed tonight, he has those 11 players and he is 100% sure that 11 will start on Thursday?
Robs, our coach, I trust him. He's got the players, he's got the tools, and yes, he did have some friendly games, and sometimes it's a tricky part, Robs, when it comes to those friendly games, because sometimes they can mislead you, and you think that we are ready for the World Cup, although to find that we've got some few things that we need to work on, or maybe we lose those games and we're like, we're going to World Cup after losing the friendly games, we are not ready. But the tournament itself Robert, I know it changed everything, from the coach to the players. Physically, the mind, they start to switch on, and I've got a strong belief that he's got the troops. And they've shown before, Rob. One thing that always comes to my mind when I talk about this team is that even when they took that 3 points for us in terms of that suspension of Tebza, but we've managed again to come back and win. What else are we asking from these boys and the coach? That means we don't know what we want. So I'm fully behind the boys. I trust that the coach is going to put the right players, and he knows the right players, and they're going to do well for us.
I'm sure you didn't look at your passport properly, but what I saw in your passport is another name that you're not aware of. Do you know that your other name is Hugo?
No,
you didn't know that?
No.
All right, so today in front of everybody here, and Papa's watching very, very carefully.
I know,
you can see.
He's always here.
Yeah, he's always watching. He's probably live on his Instagram.
Yeah.
But you are Hugo Bruce right now.
Yes.
And you see, we've got 4 minutes.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Give me your starting lineup.
1 Williams, 2 Mudau, and then on the left I'm gonna go with Mudiba, and then centrally I've got Bogazi, then I'll go with Akon, and then in the middle I've got Tebza, I've got Adams, and then in front of them I will put Mbata, and then on the left I've got the Kinyama 2000. On the right I've got the Apolis. Then up front I've got Foster.
I think the one name that I saw everybody almost fall over on their seat is when you mentioned Ocon. Has Ocon showed you in a national team jersey enough to warranty a starting lineup on Thursday?
The only thing that made me to select him is because of I don't have Kekana in that team. And if I had Kekana, I was going to play with Kekana in that team. Or I was going to select Cupido in that position, having Cupido and Mbogazi. But looking at, not that I don't really trust CBC, but, there's always that edge between the players in terms of the experience or party, because when you look at Ocon is playing in Germany, he's got more experience. When you look at Kekana, Cupido, they play Champions League, they've won the Champions League. So all those elements, they play a part. That's the only thing that will make CBC to be, sometimes in a disadvantage. But he's also a good defender that if you want to play with 5 sometimes at the back, you can also put him there and say, look, now we're stopping everything.
So your choice of Foster, is that simply because you've come to the realization that as far as Hugo Bruce is concerned, he is always going to be his number 1 starter?
Yeah, true.
And Evidence Makgopa will come off the bench regardless of whatever happens.
Whatever happens. And, I'm Hugo Bruce now. I'm going to start with him. But if I can make things difficult for him, and I will say, go with Renas. Why not? Play him. Go with him.
And the fact that he chose him, given the fact that Cardoso was not choosing him as frequently as we thought, for somebody who was second top goal scorer, somebody who was number 1 assist last season, you would have thought, hey, he's automatic.
Yeah.
So you think Ikram could be that surprise element, though?
Yeah, definitely, because I'm sure everyone, even the Mexican team, they're not thinking of Renas that this one can start. Don't look at Frost's going to start. But sometimes you need to come with a surprise and say, look, let me start with Renas. Renas, for me, you're always going to have an advantage with him. He's a scorer. He's good with the ball. He's a good runner. What you want sometimes, the chasing part, he can give you also that. And, Rob, there's other things that we don't see sometimes in players, but I always say as coaches, we need to have that eye of see things that are invisible to be seen, but as a coach you must see.
But you must also live in the moment.
Yes.
So sometimes as a coach, you can't always live off what has happened and worked for you in the past. So you're almost like reading off a script.
True.
As a coach, you must say, what is the surprise element that I can bring, that I can inflict, that I can catch them off guard on? And if you don't do that, then the opposition would have you, because they got so many analysts. Sometimes we actually don't realize how much homework they do on us.
Rob, you just said it, mouthful. And that's why you see in the midfield, when I said Mbata, Temsa, and Adams. That's also another surprise to them, thinking that we're going to have the number 10. No, we're not going to have that initial at number 10. No, we're going to have this three. That one thing that I like about this three is that they can rotate. Especially these two, they can kill you. Any day, anytime. Temsa and Adams. I like that they can get in that box, they can score. So when you've got Mbata here, you also give them that edge to say you can go anytime forward and don't undermine Mbata. If you think Mbata is not a good player, trust me, Robert.
Especially outside of the box.
Trust me, Robert. Trust me. Yeah. So with Renas, that's a surprise. You need to sit down as a coach and then look at things differently to say, if I want to defend and attack at the same time, this is how I need to play. If I want to defend or together, this is how I need to play. So
we're going to be with you right up until we go home. Yes. And that's going to be in the knockout stages of the tournament. So we got plenty of time. Like I said, we got all the super fans that are here with us, guys. We're going to be chatting to different people with different backgrounds, different clubs. We got an introduction today of a few. So plenty of days ahead. I want to thank you so much, Baba, and all the best. Go and sleep now.
Thank you. All right,
this has been #MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide, live from Pachuca, live from Mexico, probably brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
The thrill, the drama, the action.
Play the game again.
Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. #MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. #MSW.